This video is all about the ASMax Z1 intercom. I'll go through how to fit it to an open face helmet, I'll go through the features and benefits, and we'll have a look at the specifications as well. Right, so first things first, why have I got the ASMax Z1? Well, for about the last 10 years, me and my wife have been going out to the Far East, hiring a motorbike and just seeing everything that there is to offer with all the freedom that a bike brings. What we found in the beginning though was I was shouting over my shoulder, she was shouting in my ear, we were missing things, and eventually we just stopped talking, which to some could be perfect. However, I wanted to drive around and have a conversation, and so did my wife. So I looked at how we could remedy that, and that was to get an intercom. Now, when we were out in Bali 12 years ago, we purchased these helmets because if you've ever hired a bike in the Far East, you will know that they are the dirtiest, smelliest helmets that they give you. Basically, there's been God knows how many people have had them on the sweaty heads. They're just awful. Half the time they're damp when you get them because of the sweat. So one of the first things that we did was we bought a helmet each, and this was what we got 12 years ago. It's come to the end of its life now. We were run off the road about 2 years ago in North Bali and Lavina. I don't think they meant to do it. I think that there was a car coming head on, and rather than hit the car, they decided to come over and take us off. But that's just one of those things. However, what it did do was it damaged the helmet, and the helmets are, they've seen a life, let's put it that way. All the fronts scratched. They're not the best of helmets. When you get up to about 50, the wind just takes this and starts pulling your head back. But as I said, what I did do was we bought an intercom. It solved all the issues that we had about not being able to talk. It really was a game changer. And that was from a company called Lexin. Now, what I learned through using that was there are better ones available. The reason why I've got the ASMax Z1 is primarily because of the voice control on it. There's nothing worse than feeling on the side of your helmet for buttons and getting it to do things. Well, primarily it was for the voice control, but there's another reason as well. Where the connector is for the side of the helmet, this broke off on one of them, so that was another reason to get new intercoms. So this system isn't the best, that I think anyway. When I fit this, you'll see that it's a magnetic system, so easy to take on and off. Whenever we stop, we'd leave the helmets on the handlebars and we'd take off the main unit, but taking it on and off was difficult. And as I say, it's actually snapped now, so hence the new ones. It's the boom mic on the old helmets, and you'll see I'm going to be fitting the boom mic on the new one because it's an open face helmet again. However, I'm going to be fitting it in a different way, which should make it a lot better to use and a lot easier to carry in the suitcase as well. Right, so let's have a look at the helmet that the new ones are going to be fitted to. And it's the HJC i30, a fantastic helmet. A little bit heavier than the other ones, but the visor's a lot better for when we pick speed up. There'll be no head being forced back. The other benefit of these is as well, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, I'll just turn it to the side. There is somewhere along here, see if I can find it. There's a lever, and if I pull that down, so I get that and pull it, on the inside you get a sun visor. I'll lift that up, you'll see it. So there's the sun visor, it comes down, no need for sunglasses, perfect. Pop that back. A lot more substantial than the other one, and seeing as we've already come off and pretty much our lives have been saved by wearing a helmet, why not invest in something decent? Right, let's have a look at the ASMax Z1. We'll see what's in the box and then we'll get it installed. Now with this helmet, you can get the manufacturer's own intercom, and the helmet's designed to take it. However, this is going to fit just as well, and it offers a lot more features and benefits than the HJC one. So let's get it open. Right, there's the two intercoms, the Z1s. We'll take that out, pop that there. I'll leave that one in for the time being. We'll remove that, and then what we've got here is everything I should need to actually fit the intercom to the helmet. So we'll pop the box back in there. Right, some of the features and benefits of this, just while I open it. Well, it uses Bluetooth 5.3, which gives up to 10 riders mesh intercom with a communication of 1.2 miles or 1.8 kilometers. It's great that you can connect it to other intercoms as well. And via the app, you can obviously do any firmware updates that come through. I haven't really had the opportunity to try the noise cancellation yet, but I know based on all the other devices that I've used, that'll be fantastic. And as far as charging goes, well, it's quick charge. So using that USB-C port and the cable that you're supplied with, it'll do a quick charge in no longer than 42 minutes. And you should be able to get a full day's riding out of that charge as well. Okay, let's go through each bag. So here we've got the speakers. In fact, there's quite a lot of weight to these. In fact, there's more weight on these than the lexin ones that I got. So you've got the Velcro already attached on the back there. Let's just pop those to one side. Now you've got two microphones. The first microphone is the dot microphone. Now that's for a full face helmet. So we're not going to be using that. Pop that to one side. Open this. Now this one's the boom mic. And as I say, I'm going to install this in a completely different way to on the original helmet, on the new helmet. You've got your self-adhesive Velcro pads there to aid with that. You've also got an additional windshield there. This is the 3M self-adhesive mount for the side. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using this yet. So it's either going to be the self-adhesive onto the side of the helmet, then the main bracket, or it's going to be the clamp if the helmet's under 5mm, and then the main bracket. In addition to that, you've got your USB-C charging cable, which feels like a really good cable, that. And last but not least, to mount the speakers into the helmet, there's two things in here. There's self-adhesive Velcro, and obviously two of those, one for either side. And just in case the speakers aren't loud enough, maybe they're just a little bit too far away from the ear, there's these, and what they do is they go onto the Velcro pad on the side, then your speaker goes onto there, and it just brings the speaker close to your ear. So as it stands, I'm not too sure what I'm going to be using yet, but I've got everything there to get it installed. Right, so the first thing to do is I'm just going to pop these to one side. If I am going to use the, where's it gone? If I am going to use the self-adhesive attachment there for the side of the helmet, there's the cleaning pack just to make sure that it's adhered properly. I've moved that, not too sure what that is. Right, let's get started. So we're going to, as I say, use this HJC i30 helmet. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the cheek pads. That should be nice and easy. All I should have to do is pop them. There's one. There's 3 press studs on this. Pull the strap through. And then if we have a look in there, you can see that's the speaker channel already cut out there. And you can see there's cable channels as well. That's for the OEM intercom that fits there, but that's not what we're using. We're using the ASMax because it's got more features. So if I pull that back, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the speakers into the sockets. So there's the Velcro pad. Take the adhesive off the back. Right, so we've removed that and it's very, very sticky. And we're going to pop that in there like so. Right, so we've got that in, and we'll repeat the process on the other side as well. And then there's the other speaker recess there. So let's get the Velcro pop into that. Again, very, very sticky. It's not going anywhere once it's in. So we're just going to pop that into there, like so. So we've got the 2 Velcro pads in. Right, so that's the Velcro pads installed in each of the speaker rebates in the helmet. What we're going to do now is, first of all, attach the speakers. And as you can see with the speakers, you've got a short wire and a long wire. Now, the short wire needs to go on the same side as the main unit. And with the main unit, really, it should go on the left-hand side because you'll see then oops, where is it? It's pointing forward. If you put it on the other side, it's going to look a bit stupid because it's going to be pointing backwards. So we're going to make sure this is affixed on the left-hand side, taking into account that on this model, there's some visors there, so it's just going to have to be set back slightly. So that means that the shorter of the two cables, the speaker needs to be on the left-hand side of the helmet. And to do that, get the chin strap out of the way, get the speaker, and you'll see there's a slight rebate there for the cable. So we just pop that over so that the cable can go, move that slightly, so the cable can go into the recess. Okay, so that's the first speaker in there. And now we'll get the second one. And to put the second one in so that I've got rid of all the cable and it's hidden, I'm going to run it underneath this. And then I'm going to run it, move the chin strap out of the way. Then I'm going to run it underneath the lining at the top. And then underneath there. Right, now we're going to fix this. Again, you can see there's the recess. I'm going to pop the cable into there and then stick the speaker in. So that's the second speaker. And as you can see, the cable is hidden underneath, and the only thing that's showing is the speaker connector there. So move that to one side. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fit the boom mic. Now something that I'm going to do that's completely different on this helmet compared to the previous ones that I've had. And I'll show you what I mean. So this is the boom mic, and you can see that it's on the outside, it's attached on the outside. And to do that, you get the self-adhesive Velcro mounts, you attach those to the helmet, and then the boom mic just attaches to those. However, two things. One, it doesn't look good. Two, this is always getting in the way. And three, when you're in warm climates, I've found that the adhesive, it weakens and it slides all over the place and it ends up coming off and it's just laid on the side next to your helmet. So I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is, again, move the cheek plate out of the way. I'm going to get the boom mic, and there's a little bit of material here. Now, if there wasn't any material, I could just stick that Velcro to the plastic. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the boom mic and I'm going to just stick it to the material like that. Now, that's not going anywhere, which now means that the cheek will just come over and cover the mic up. I'll do that in a moment, but first of all, what we're going to do is put the mounting bracket on, or the mounting plate. And to do that, you've got two ways of doing it. You've got this with the 3M adhesive. So if this is too thick and you can't get this bracket on, then you simply attach that like so, and then that attaches to it. But we don't need to do that because this will fit on here. And you've got two prongs. They go into there like so. And I can do it, right, that just clicks home now, like so. And then you get your helmet, again, on this model, making sure that it doesn't affect the slider for the visor. Just pop it down the side there and push it home. And that is that. There's the mount, that's going to attach onto that nice and easy. Coming off there, we've got two connectors. We've got a connector for the speaker, or speakers, and we've got the connector for the boom mic, which is this one. Now with the boom mic, it's keyed, it can only go on one way, so you can't go wrong, and that's the way. So connect that like so. Make sure the boom mic's in the position that you want it. Make sure all the cable, the excess cable, is now tucked away underneath as well as you can do, out of the way of the press studs, etc. And then just make sure everything's, oh, I always forget this bit. chin strap. We'll push that through. There's the chin strap through. All the wires tucked away. And we'll just do the press studs. 3. And we'll go on to the other side. Again, chin strap through. First press stud, second press stud, and third press stud. Right, now the final thing to look at. You see the boom mic there, not going anywhere, nice and sturdy. You'll see that there's a yellow arrow on there. Now that needs to be facing inside, and it pretty much automatically will be. You can twist it round if you need to do, but that's showing you where the microphone is. So on all your noise cancelling, that's how that's affected there. And now that just comes round, and if we close the visor, you see it doesn't affect anything there. Absolutely perfect. Right. That probably took about 5 minutes. There's a bit of fiddling around with the press studs. On some of these, the cheek padding comes out completely, which makes it an awful lot easier than what you just saw me doing it. But that is all fitted. There's the main unit, the Z1. And you'll see all it does now, just connects on like that. So it's magnetic, it's not going anywhere. To take it off, all you do, just pulls off like that. Back on, off, and on. Right, we'll do the second helmet, and then we'll get get everything set up, and again, features and benefits, how it works, and why it's so wonderful. There you have it. 2 helmets done, both fitted, 5 minutes each, maybe a bit longer on the first one, but the second one I knew how to do it exactly then. As you can see, the Z1's on the side there. Here's the second Z1. And it's simply, again, a case of pop it to the back like so, and it just clicks into place. Absolutely no problem. And now it's not going anywhere, it's really solid. To take it off, you've just got to sort of slide it to the front and it comes off like that. So again, so much easier than the old system that I had. But the old one, you had to try and slot it and flick a switch at the back. And every time we stop, we take these off. So yeah, so I really like this system. Magnetic, not having to plug it. Oh, that's what I also had to do. You had to plug the other one in at the back every time you took it on and off. So yeah, really good. Huge recommendation. Right, now what we need to do, just make sure that these are charged up, and then we'll download the app and get cracked on. And another huge benefit of this S1 is basically when you take off the charging port cover there that waterproofs it, move it to one side, USB-C connection, so you can get any USB-C cable, doesn't have to be the one supplied. Press it in and starts charging. And whilst it's charging, it's flashing red, and once it's charged, it either stays green or it flashes green. I can't remember, I think it flashes green. But we're going to leave that to charge now. Right, so let's get it connected to the app via Bluetooth. And the first thing that you've got to do there is you've got to connect the device via Bluetooth to the phone. So you simply press both the buttons. High max battery, 100%. So it switches on. You can hear it say the battery capacity, which is at 100% currently, and we'll connect it via Bluetooth. So we go into the Bluetooth menu. We'll have a look what's on there. So available devices, ASMax Z1, we'll click onto that, pair, and then we'll find the ASMax World app, which is this one here. And if we open that up, we'll press the plus button. It can see that there's a ASMax Z1 connected to the phone, but now we need to connect it to the app. And if we click on it, so it's told you that the app's connected. Let's pair it. And device one's connected. We'll just go through the app quickly. You've got basic information up at the top, which just tells you the firmware, etc. There's no upgrades on it at the moment, but if you do need to upgrade it, you do it through the app. There's an offline assistant download, headset music effect. Let's go into there. There's no music playing at the moment, so unable to do anything. So obviously the music's got to be playing to do that. Automatic volume adjustment. I'm presuming if there's a lot of wind noise, then that will just track up. Notification sound, so you've got your volume there for your notification sound. If you want to make calls, you've got your calling volume, which you can adjust like so. You've got auto answer. Now, something like that, the phone normally rings twice and it will auto answer. It's not something that I really like because it might be somebody that I don't want to speak to. So normally I just answer either by voice or by pressing the button on the side of the Z1. So I don't have that in operation. And voice dial, so you can say who you want to dial on. You can also set the number if I'm not mistaken. Now this one here, call joining in Mesh Intercom. If there's a few of you on there, then you can all join into the same call when it comes in. But for that to be in operation, you've got to set it so that it's on. We'll go into music and have a look at that. Again, there's your music volume, that's your auto volume. When you're listening, you can just ASMax to increase or decrease the volume, but that's the standard volume that you set it at. Mesh Intercom, again, it's preset, but you can set it to whatever you want. Personalized LED, very, very useful. If you've got two helmets that are the same, then you can change the color of the LED so that you know which helmet's which. And you can turn the LED on and off with that. And you can see it in operation there. And if we personalize it, let me just turn it on first. So we've got the LED on there. Let's personalize it and we'll make this one green. So now it's turned green or pink. I'll turn it back to blue because this one's going to be mine. You can change the brightness on that as well, increase or decrease. I did know what this was, but I've forgotten, so I'll just put that underneath. If we go into group, you can have it as a mesh. You can also connect these to non-ASMax devices as well, and you can have it in free mode. All of those, you need to go to the manufacturer's website. They really do explain it in detail. The instruction manual, it tells you how to use each of those, but it doesn't give you the real in-depth explanation of what each one is. And if you come out of there and go into me, if you go into user guide and support, you've actually got all your voice control instructions and your quick guides in there. If you haven't got the instruction manual, then quite easy to use this. You can see there, all you've got to say is, if you want to turn your music on, you say, "Hi Max, music on," and it'll start playing the music. You can pause it, you can move it to the next track, you can decrease and increase the volume. So there's all sorts of things there. You can do all of these manually as well, just by pressing the buttons on the side of the device. But the voice control really adds that ease to being able to communicate, listen to music, etc., etc. Back out of there, into quick guides. Well, this is the Z1, so if you open that, everything's in there. Tells you all you need to know. This is basically the handbook that you get with it. So it goes through all the connecting and the group and the mesh, etc., etc. But it doesn't really give you that in-depth knowledge on how to use it or why you should be using certain things. Right, let's get it connected to the other one now. And to do that, all you do on the first device, turn it on. And on the second device, turn that on.
High max battery, 100%. Free high max battery app connect 100%.
And once you've done that, you need to hold the communication button down.
Start grouping.
It says start grouping, do the same on the other one.
Start grouping, join two members.
And just confirm that again by pressing the communication button.
Confirm.
And that's it.
Team up.
Both connected. Now the advantage of doing it through the group mode is that you don't need to pair the devices again. When you switch them back on again, they'll pair automatically. It's done through the mesh system and by 5.3 Bluetooth. But as we can see on the app here, you've got me, that's the team group leader, and you've got the other member. And to turn them off, just as easy, two buttons together.
Remaining battery, 100%. Bye-bye.
And that's it, it's off. In summary, very easy to fit, very easy to use. It does everything that I want it to do. The fast charge is perfect. The fact that I can use it with Alexa, even better, because I can do all sorts of things while I'm riding. Voice control, superb, turning the music on, turning the music off. Being able to use this with my wife as the pillion passenger, it's a game changer. You're not shouting over your shoulder, and for the money that you're paying, it's so worthwhile to get something like this. Again, I like what I've been able to do with regard to this HJC i30 helmet by putting the boom mic down between the cheek pad and the shell. So yeah, I couldn't begin to recommend this highly enough. Really great value. And as long as my wrist's sorted for 3 weeks time, I'll be on the bike in Bali for a month, touring all over. Really looking forward to it. One of the other things that I really like about it as well is it's actually, because it's a magnetic mount, what I found with the other device that I had, you were fiddling around trying to find the button, because when you park up, you want to take this with you, especially when we are away. We just leave the helmets on handlebars, but we don't want to be leaving this on. So you had to find the button to release it, then pull it on and off. And we actually ended up breaking the clamps on that. That was one of the reasons for getting the ASMax. But with this, because it's magnetic, it easily pulls off and easily connects. And once it's on there, you're not having to faff around putting a connection in the back of it, because it's magnetic and you've got those connectors underneath it. It's all connected. So big recommendation on that. And as far as the price goes, well, you can get a pack of 2 for around about £250. I think the dollar price on Amazon is around about $246. So I'll put the link in down below if you want to have a look at that. But yeah, as I said, the benefit that it gives you when you're on the bike and the freedom that it gives you, it's so worth it. Huge recommendation. Get a pair, get them fitted and enjoy the road.